Hi everyone, this is John. On today's episode, we're going to unbox the Neural DSP Quad Cortex, something I've been looking forward to doing for a very long time, about 14 months worth actually. So we're going to unbox this as a tier 1 pre-order, and we're going to show you the perks, everything else that goes along to it. But before we do, please hit that like and subscribe button. And when you hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon down somewhere down here and be notified whenever any future videos come out. Thanks a lot, it really helps us out. We'll be right back with the unboxing of this bad boy. Stay tuned. Okay, hi everybody. So this is the box that the Quad Cortex comes from. I have already unboxed this, full disclosure, and tried it out. I just could not wait to do the video. But let me just give you a brief overview of what also comes in the box. So as a pre-order perk, you get a certificate of authenticity. Looks just like this here. So this certificate of authenticity does have the signatures on it from Doug Castro and, let me make sure I don't say it, Francisco Cresp. You can see mine is pre-order 694 out of 2000. And yeah, just pretty cool thing to include. They didn't really need to do that, but that's a pretty cool little perk thing there. So that's something to keep with you. Another thing, I don't even know if this is a perk, but it just comes with everybody's Quad Cortex. You get a pick. So it's just a Neural DSP guitar pick. No big deal. Very sturdy. Probably like a 2.5 millimeter, I'm guessing, something along those lines. And then, slide this back a little bit, and you get this awesome kind of bound book, which goes through the whole process of the kind of the design ideas of the Quad Cortex, kind of like the early type prototypes, case design, obviously. You know, just it goes through the whole process. It's very cool. It's, you know, like a coffee table picture book kind of thing, but it's really interesting, and yeah, just kind of a neat little thing to have. So very cool stuff. And at the end, I think they have a whole picture of the final version of the Quad Cortex there, and all the you know, different angles and things like that. So I thought that was really cool to include. And yeah, good deal. Another thing that I already unboxed, because I had it out of the box, so it's not in the box right now, but it would be if you were getting yours, is the charging cables, or not charging cable, but the power cable. So this is it does have some universal adapters for whether you're in the UK or Europe or, you know, wherever you're at. But by default, it is for the US. It works right out of the box for that. It's about a 2 meter long cable. It's kind of standard. I mean, there's nothing real great about it. So I assume you can just replace this with any one if you break it. Yeah, so not much to say about it. It's nothing real special. It's just a power cable. So so that you won't see during the unboxing part here. So all right, so this is what you get. Let's unbox it real quick. So this just slides off, and the box itself says Neural on it. The rest of it is, you can see kind of the design. The rest of it, there's really nothing on the back side of this at all. Let me just set this down for just a second. We'll take the lid off. Stick that down here. And this is what it looks like when you take the lid off, and this is kind of cool. And it's foam on the back and just kind of cardboard on the front, but gives you an overview of what you're getting inside. And you can see all the cutouts on the back there for all the knobs and buttons and all that stuff. So pretty cool. And of course this is, let me hold it so I don't miss it and lose anything. So this is what you see when you open it up. And there's your Quad Cortex, and this box over here is where your charging stuff is. So let's get to that first. So you have this box here. So inside here you have the charging, I keep calling it a charging cable, power cable here. And along with that, I said you get all these adapters here. So for whatever country you're in, an adapter you need, I'm pretty sure it's included here, whether you're in Australia, Europe, or the UK. So you should be covered wherever you are in the world. And this just snaps on to somehow, oh, here. It just snaps in, so if you have this in the up position like that, these have these little knobs, so they just go on like that, push down, lock in. It's very super simple. There's a little button on top to release this, take them off. So for me in the United States, just the default works fine, but you do get all these kind of additional adapters, which is really cool for whatever country you're in. You also get a nice red USB cable. So this is kind of like your standard USB that you get with any modeler that you get that has USB capabilities. So that's very cool. And let's see, you get these rubber feet with adhesive on one side, kind of, and they're just, try to get close up there. I don't know if that comes in, but they're just adhesive feet to put on the bottom of the Quad Cortex. You'll see it's extremely, flat and smooth on the bottom. So let's get the Quad Cortex out of the box. And so that's, before we get too far into that, you also do get some documentation in the box as well, which is nice. And of course the full, so it's like a little sleeve. Within that, there's a couple things. You get, let's empty all of it out. So have it all. All right, so within this sleeve, you get 2 stickers, Neural DSP, algorithm, or Neural it says on there, algorithmically perfect. So you get one kind of lighter one and another one. They're kind of, I guess you can stick them on your car windows or something like that. So pretty cool. Also you get this safety leaflet, which I have never opened and you probably don't need to either. And this was kind of nice. It's a quick start guide. So like I said, you can get the full manual online. I think they're up to 1.01 now. But within here, it is all, if I can get the glare off of it, everything is in color, which is really nice to have in a manual. So they put a little bit, they didn't waste paper, but they gave you the essentials that you need to kind of get started, which I like. I appreciate that. And yeah. So yeah, and it does say the full version of the manual can be found. You can just scan that code and go right there on your phone. So there you go. The Quad Cortex itself, there it is. So yeah, I don't think there's much to say that you guys haven't seen on it. A touch screen, which is awesome. Rotary encoders, which feel really nice. They're notched, so as you turn them, they do notch for each, and that is equivalent to like 0.1 of a value, say for like volume or something, or gain. So if you want to go to 5.1, it's just one click, 5.2, kind of one click of the wheel. So it's nice that they did that. I didn't even realize that was going to be that way. And they do have a nice clip to them. They seem very sturdy, so that's good. This is the overall volume control here. What else to say? If you hold this button down here, you'll get the tuner. If you push both of these at the same time, then you can switch between the different modes of preset, stomp, and scene mode. or you can just tap. There's an icon up at the top you can tap. We'll get into all that stuff when we go through actually booting the thing up in a future video and looking at all the details of it. These switches on their own, this one and this one, will bank up and down. On the back side here, you have multiple port options to use, so there's a lot going on here. You have two inputs which can both be used with XLR or 1/4 inch, and they can both be used with phantom power as well. So if you want to do a mic and your guitar input, or just two guitar inputs, or a guitar and bass, whatever you want to do there. The next ones are your sends and returns. So you have two sends, send 1 and 2, and return 1 and 2, so that's kind of nice. You have output 3 and output 4. You have your capture out, headphones, your XLR outs 1 and 2, so these are your main kind of XLR outputs here. And then you have MIDI in and MIDI out and through, so very nice to have. And you have expression 1 and expression 2, so if you want to plug in some expression pedals, you can go ahead and do that. I haven't tried that yet. I have a few pedals here, so we'll get to that in a future video too and see if they do work. Yeah, so we'll see which different brands work. I have one from Fractal Audio and a Mission one that was designed for the Kemper, so we'll try both of those and see how well they work with this as well. And then of course you have your USB and your power, which I always call a charger, but it's not. It's your power. So that's the power there. Another cool thing about this device too is the power button on there. It's not a button, it's completely smooth. It's not a separate switch or anything, and it's just touch sensitive. So as you hold it down, you get a couple options, and we'll go over that when we actually talk about that stuff in another video. But you can hold it down, you can reboot, you can shut it down, you can put it in standby mode. So that's kind of cool. And as soon as you plug it in and apply power to it, it's going to boot automatically. But if you do leave power attached to it, you can shut it down, and then if you hold that button again, you can start it back up too. So you can leave power attached to it all the time and not have to worry about that. On the back side, let's see, we have, which is kind of neat for pre-order. I'm not sure if this is going to come across in the video very well, but it does show your pre-order and the number of your pre-order. So say mine says 694 out of 2,000, so that's pretty cool. So you have vents on the sides. Wow, I'm totally out of frame. So you have a vent on that side, vent on the other side, and this vent on the bottom. So you want to try to keep those clear if you can. And the bottom, as you can see, is it's completely flat. So which comes into play, those little feet that they include. So if you want to attach those to the bottom, you can go ahead and do that. Or if you just want to leave it bare and you want to put Velcro or whatever to the bottom of it to secure it to your pedal board, because it is small enough to go perfectly on a pedal board, you can do that too. So there you go. That is a unboxing, brief overview of the Neural DSP Quad Cortex. So far I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's very cool, great device. We're going to talk a lot more about this in future videos, so thanks a lot for tuning in, and if you would please hit the like button and subscribe. It definitely helps us out, as we're just barely scratching the surface here. So I appreciate it, and please check out our podcast at Guitars and Gear Podcast. We post a weekly episode every week, so go ahead and check that out. And again, thanks for watching, and we will see you next video. Take care.